Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at a platform that's always been about mass adoption, the Pi network, but we're seeing something new, a really big strategic shift.
Yeah, this isn't just a minor patch or some small bug fix.
No, not at all. It feels more like a structural reengineering of their entire Pi App Studio ecosystem.
It really is. It feels like the platform is trying to solve that classic paradox of scale.
Hmm.
How do you keep the barrier to entry low enough for millions of, say, non-technical users,
Right.
but at the same time, build an infrastructure that's robust enough for professional developers to create real impactful tools? It's a tough balance.
And that is our mission for this deep dive. We're going to unpack the biggest feature that's driving this change, this new code download and upload capability. We want to figure out how this one thing fundamentally redefines the App Studio.
And makes it a space for both the casual creator and, the high-level pro.
Exactly.
But before we jump in, maybe it's worth just quickly setting the stage.
Good idea.
So, the Pi Network. It was launched by some Stanford doctoral students back in 2019. It's a blockchain project, but its focus has always been on making cryptocurrency accessible.
That whole simple daily mining on your phone thing.
Precisely, just pressing a button. But the ultimate goal, and the sources are really clear on this, is to drive up the value of the Pi coin through utility.
And that utility is all about the applications, the ecosystem.
100%. And that's the critical context here. The network is moving toward its mainnet launch. So the tools for building these apps, they can't just be for simple prototypes anymore.
Right. They have to be ready for the real world.
Exactly. The platform has to show it can handle real functionality, robust deployment. And these new features seem designed to hit that higher bar.
Okay, so let's unpack the centerpiece of this whole update then. This new code flexibility, the ability to download your app source code, work on it, and then re-upload it back into the App Studio.
It's a game changer.
It really is.
Huh.
It lets creators step outside the platform's walled garden for the very first time.
And it's a huge vote of confidence in their community, I think. Because, App Studio's original identity was so focused on empowering non-technical people.
Right, using guided templates to get an app up and running quickly.
Yeah, and the beauty of this update is it doesn't leave that user behind. It just hands them a master key.
So if you're that non-technical creator, the sources say you now have much deeper creative control. You can build the basic app in the studio, download the raw code.
And then you could just make some cosmetic edits locally. Maybe tweak the color scheme, personalize the UI a little bit.
And then re-upload it, all while keeping that crucial Pi compatibility.
But the real power for that casual builder, I think, is in collaboration.
Oh, interesting.
Think about it. That creator, they might hit a wall. They need some complex integration or a really tricky function they just can't build with the templates.
So now they can just export the code.
Exactly. They export it, bring in a technical collaborator, maybe a developer friend, who handles that one specialized task externally.
And once that's done, they just bring it back in.
Yeah, they seamlessly re-upload the finished version back into App Studio
Right.
and can keep managing it or adding other non-technical tweaks. They don't have to become coders.
They just have to become project managers.
That's it.
So, okay, App Studio is the launchpad and the deployment engine, but this feature lets the really detailed work happen in specialized external workshops. But that brings up a question for me.
Okay.
If I download my code and I change it maybe fundamentally, and then I bring it back to the App Studio to deploy it, what's the check? How does the studio make sure my externally developed code still meets all the security and, governance protocols of the network?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's the strategic challenge they're facing.
Mm-hmm.
By allowing this, they have to trust the external environment but still enforce their own standards.
So how do they do it?
Well, the sources suggest it's handled mostly during the re-upload and deployment stage.
Mm-hmm.
The uploaded code have to meet these really strict compatibility requirements for Pi integration. And it still has to go through the App Studio's streamlined process for final testing.
So you can't just bypass the critical security stuff related to the blockchain.
No, you can't. It's a controlled opening, not a free-for-all.
That makes sense. It's a hybrid model, minimizing technical risk while maximizing the functional utility.
Yeah, and if you flip the coin, that same flexibility is incredibly powerful for the professional technical developer.
Oh, absolutely.
For a seasoned coder, App Studio now gives them two really high leverage pathways. The first one is using it for rapid prototyping.
Right, so instead of writing all the boilerplate code from scratch.
They can just get the basic application skeleton built in the studio, maybe using the templates or the AI tools, and then immediately export it to their own professional environment, their favorite IDE. It must cut down setup time dramatically.
So it's like a sophisticated, pre-configured dev environment, but one they can leave whenever they need to.
Exactly. And the second path, which is just as important, is the other way around.
You mean uploading an existing app?
Yep. A developer with a robust app they built totally externally can now upload that source code, as long as it meets those compatibility requirements, and then leverage the App Studio's specialized tools for Pi integration and deployment.
So the goal is to let them focus on their product, not the logistics of blockchain integration.
That's the stated goal: speed and efficiency, which should mean more apps getting on the network faster.
And that focus on scaling and capacity, that brings us to the more operational side of the upgrade. Because if you give developers this much freedom, you have to make sure the platform can handle the, explosion in project volume that's going to follow.
And they signaled they're ready for it with a massive capacity bump.
I saw this. The limit for creating apps, it wasn't just doubled.
Not even close. It was increased tenfold. Creators can now build up to 100 applications. 100. Up from just 10 before.
Wow. That's a huge signal that they expect developers to go way beyond just a single project and start iterating fast.
It's necessary, right?
Yeah.
If you want real innovation, developers need that freedom to experiment, to fail fast, and to relaunch new ideas without hitting some arbitrary ceiling.
Totally. And what about the functional side of that, like making it practical to actually work on 100 apps?
Well, let's look at testing. To test things in the App Studio, you need to use Pi units to simulate transactions.
And that used to be a real pain point, I remember.
A huge pain point. You could only load one Pi unit at a time. It was so tedious for anyone actively building.
So they fixed that.
They did. Now you can get up to 100 Pi units instantly available in the studio. It just makes the whole testing workflow so much better.
That's a massive quality of life improvement right there. So, okay, let's talk about managing all those projects. A list of 10 apps is easy to scroll through. 100 is a different beast entirely.
It requires a proper infrastructure. And the My Apps page got some serious workflow upgrades. Well, when you go from 10 to 100 projects, organization is everything. So they introduced new sorting and searching capabilities. Seems minor, but it's foundational for anyone working at volume.
And they added something that was highly requested, almost essential, really, the ability to clean house.
Yes. The ability to actually delete applications.
It's amazing that wasn't there before.
I know. It meant that any abandoned or failed projects just cluttered up your interface forever. Now there's a new drop-down menu that lets you rename, manage, or just permanently delete them.
It's a digital clean slate. Helps you focus on what's active.
A clean workspace, better productivity, and beyond just administration, they also made some general UI improvements.
Did they fix anything specific, like with the newer AI tools?
They did. There was a key fix there. Creators can now reliably edit their chatbots after they've customized an app with the Pi AI tools.
Oh, that was buggy before.
Yeah, it was either disabled or just didn't work right. Fixing it means those AI-powered creation workflows are becoming way more robust and actually usable. It's all part of this push away from basic templates and towards creating custom, seamlessly integrated tools.
So if we just zoom out for a second, the whole strategy here, the code flexibility, the 10 times creation limit, the AI fixes, it all seems designed for one outcome.
Rapid scaled utility.
Deployed by this new class of, hybrid developers.
That's the entire pivot. The Pi App Studio has really transformed itself. It went from being this highly controlled entry-level builder to a versatile hybrid platform.
It serves the novice using the AI systems.
And the seasoned developer who just wants to optimize deployment. Sources are clear this is about scaling product creation beyond simple templates, which is critical as the platform tries to prove its long-term value going into the mainnet.
So we've basically watched them build a bridge between the casual pioneer and the professional coder. The App Studio now has this incredible flexibility at both ends of the technical spectrum, which brings up the ultimate question for you, the listener, and really for the whole network. It's about governance and control. Since the platform has sort of decentralized development by letting people bring in external code, but it still controls the deployment, it still controls the bridge itself, it raises a really fascinating point.
Go on.
If the App Studio is now the essential connection between the novice and the pro, who really owns the future utility of Pi applications, Is it the thousands of casual pioneers using the simple interface, or is it the smaller group of technical pros who are specializing in that external development? That tension between mass accessibility and professional quality, that feels like the next frontier.